There are 5 fruits that researchers keep linking to lower cancer risk, and doctors are starting to pay closer attention to all of them. After 60, cancer risk naturally increases, simply because our cells have had more time to accumulate damage. But what you eat every single day might be quietly working in your favor, without you even realizing it. Stick around, because fruit number 3 has one of the strongest research backings of anything on this list, and it's probably not the one you'd expect. Hi everyone, welcome back to Wise Body Wellness. Before we dive in, I want to be upfront about something important. This video is not about a miracle cure, and no fruit on this list replaces medical care, screenings, or your doctor's advice. What we're covering today is real, peer-reviewed research on foods that have been associated with lower cancer risk in various studies. Some of this research is strong, some is still developing, and I'll be honest with you about which is which as we go. Let's get into it. 1. Berries. Let's start with berries. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries. What makes these fruits stand out nutritionally is a group of compounds called anthocyanins. These are the pigments responsible for that deep blue, purple, and red color you see in the fruit's skin, and they happen to be powerful antioxidants. Several studies have linked diets rich in anthocyanins to lower rates of certain cancers, particularly colorectal cancer, which becomes more common as we age. Researchers believe these compounds may help protect cells from oxidative stress, essentially, the kind of everyday cellular damage that, left unchecked over decades, can contribute to abnormal cell growth. Compound. A handful in the morning, tossed into a smoothie, or even frozen and eaten as a snack. The serving size that shows benefit in most studies is surprisingly small, often just half a cup a day. 2. Citrus fruits. Next up, citrus fruits. Oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and limes are well known for their vitamin C content, but there's more going on inside them than most people realize. Citrus fruits also contain a group of plant compounds called flavonoids, and specifically one called hesperidin, which is concentrated in the white pith just under the peel. Some research has associated regular citrus consumption with a lower risk of esophageal and stomach cancers. One proposed explanation is that vitamin C and certain flavonoids may help block the formation of nitrosamines, compounds that can form in the digestive tract from certain preserved or processed foods, and that some researchers believe play a role in stomach cancer risk. One quick caution here: grapefruit specifically can interact with certain medications, including some used for blood pressure and cholesterol. If you're on prescription medication, it's worth asking your doctor or pharmacist whether grapefruit is safe for you before making it a daily habit. Now here's the one I mentioned at the very start of the fruit, with some of the strongest clinical research behind it on this entire list. 3. Pomegranate. Pomegranate has been studied specifically in relation to prostate cancer, and the results have genuinely caught the attention of the medical research community. Pomegranate contains a compound called punicalagin, along with related compounds called L-glutanins, which have strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, some of the highest antioxidant activity of any commonly eaten fruit. Here's what makes this one different from a lot of the other research we've covered. Some clinical studies, meaning actual trials involving real patients, not just lab or animal studies, have followed men after prostate cancer treatment and tracked something called PSA doubling time. That's a measurement doctors use to monitor how quickly a certain cancer marker is rising in the bloodstream after treatment. A slower doubling time is generally seen as a good sign. Now, I want to be careful here because it's easy for headlines to overstate this kind of finding. These studies are still relatively small, and researchers are clear that larger trials are needed before pomegranate could be considered any kind of treatment. But as far as fruits go, it's one of the more actively and rigorously researched options in cancer science today, which is exactly why doctors are paying closer attention to it. If the taste or texture isn't for you, pomegranate extract supplements are available, though whole fruit or 100% juice with no added sugar is generally the better first choice. 4. Apples. Apples might seem like an unlikely addition to a list like this, but they're rich in a compound called quercetin, along with a substantial amount of dietary fiber, particularly in the skin. Several long-term studies have linked regular apple consumption to a lower risk of both lung and colorectal cancers. Part of this benefit may come down to fiber itself. A diet consistently high in fiber supports healthy digestion and regular bowel movements. And researchers believe this plays a meaningful role in reducing colorectal cancer risk over time, since it reduces the amount of time potentially harmful substances spend in contact with the digestive tract. Here's a simple, practical tip. Most of the fiber and a large percentage of the quercetin are concentrated in the skin, so eating the apple whole and unpeeled, rather than peeled or juiced, likely gives you more of the benefit researchers are talking about. Just make sure to wash it thoroughly first. 5. Grapes last. On the list are grapes, especially red and purple varieties. These contain a compound called resveratrol, concentrated mainly in the skin, and it's gotten an enormous amount of research attention over the past 2 decades, partly because it's also found in red wine. Laboratory studies have shown resveratrol may help slow the growth of certain cancer cells and interfere with the way tumors develop their own blood supply. That's a promising mechanism. That said, it's important to be honest that most of this specific research so far has been conducted in cell cultures and animal studies rather than large-scale human trials. So the evidence here is earlier stage compared to something like the pomegranate research we just covered. Even so, resveratrol remains one of the most studied natural compounds in cancer research today, and many nutritionists recommend including grapes as part of a broader healthy diet. Not because they're a guaranteed solution, but because the overall pattern of eating more whole fruits consistently shows up as beneficial across nearly every major health study on aging. Important caveat. Now, before we wrap up, an important note that I don't want to gloss over. None of these 5 fruits prevent or cure cancer on their own, and none of them are a substitute for regular screenings, checkups, or your doctor's guidance. Cancer risk is influenced by dozens of factors: genetics, age, environment, activity level, and many others. And diet is just one piece of that much larger picture. What the research does suggest is that a diet consistently rich in fruits like these, alongside vegetables, fiber, and regular physical activity, may be one part of a broader strategy for lowering overall risk over time. If you have a family history of cancer, or you're due for a screening, please don't let a video like this be a substitute for that conversation with your doctor. Food can support your health. It can't replace medical care. How do you realistically fit these in? So how do you realistically fit 5 different fruits into your week without it feeling like a chore? You don't need all 5 every single day. Most of the research we covered today looked at consistent intake over weeks and months, not a single perfect day. A realistic approach might look like berries in your morning oatmeal, an orange or some citrus as a mid-morning snack, a handful of grapes, or a few pomegranate seeds with lunch, and an apple in the afternoon. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe button. We cover research-backed health topics for people over 60 every single week, and this channel is entirely focused on giving you accurate, honest information without the hype. And if you missed our earlier video on the daily fruit that may protect your heart and brain as you age, I'll link it right here so you can check that out next. Small, consistent choices really can add up over time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.